In 2001, Pfizer Pharmaceutical Company was an industrial giant and an exemplar of corporate success. A decade later, however, the ivory tower had crumbled, with massive layoffs and a 75% decline in stocks. Much of this upheaval can be attributed to Jeff Kindler, whose tenure as CEO of Pfizer from 2006 to 2010 is described in the Fortune magazine article Inside Pfizer's Palace Coup. Chapter 14 of the OB textbook provides insight into how Kindler's ineffective leadership led to his downfall. This presentation will examine how he failed at the three tenets of effective leadership, which are decision-making style, day-to-day leadership, and transformational leadership. The leader-member exchange theory also helps explain what went wrong. As potential future business leaders, it is imperative to avoid the mistakes made by Jeff Kindler, who was in fact a study in organizational misbehavior. Regarding decision-making style, the time-driven model of leadership tells us that an autocratic, consultative, facilitative, or delegative style should be used, depending on the situation. Jeff Kindler exclusively used the autocratic style, where by definition he makes decisions without input from his executive leadership team. For example, he cut the research and development budget by 31% without consulting Pfizer's executive researchers. Because of the importance of the decision and Jeff's limited pharmaceutical experience, he should not have been autocratic, as this approach should be limited to insignificant decisions, or when the leader has high expertise. Increased employee involvement in decision-making positively correlates with job satisfaction, and Kindler's overuse of autocratic style undermines this. The next tenet of effective leadership is day-to-day leadership behaviors. According to the text, consideration is the extent to which leaders foster mutual trust, respect, and consideration of feelings. A meta-analysis of 103 studies shows that consideration strongly correlates with perceived leader effectiveness, employee motivation, and job satisfaction. Instead of showing trust and respect for his employees, Kindler micromanaged all aspects of the company. For instance, he appeared unannounced in the PR department, sat down and started typing their press release, saying, "I've got to do this myself." Kindler disregarded employees' feelings by insulting and berating them. He publicly grilled the head of Pfizer's pharma division in front of everyone at a company retreat, and he called an executive at 5 a.m. and yelled at her until she cried. Transformational leadership is the last principle of an effective leader. A transformational leader promotes an organizational commitment, but under Kindler, many executives left, including George Evans, a respected 26-year veteran, who said, "You have to respect the person you're working for. I just couldn't work for a company that had Jeff as its CEO." A leader should facilitate employee growth and potential, yet Kindler did not. He even denied his general counsel Amy Schulman the opportunity to gain operating experience, and instead criticized her for being overly ambitious. A leader should be charismatic and someone that subordinates look up to, but Kindler was aggressive and blunt. After an outburst at a retirement party, ex-CEO Bill Steer chastised him, saying, "You can't do that. Screaming at board members is not a good business plan." Leader-member exchange theory is an equally important aspect of effective leadership, and Kindler failed here as well. A good leader should enlarge his in-group, fostering trust, respect, and a high-quality exchange of information. Except for Human Resources Director Mary McLeod, the rest of his executive team was part of the out-group, essentially locked out of decision-making. As one out-group member put it, there was Mary and Jeff, and then there was the rest of us. As the only member of the in-group, Mary enjoyed an excessive compensation package that blatantly abused what the book refers to as distributive justice, as it not only exceeded that of the other executives, but was also against company policy and occurred during massive employee layoffs, which hurt morale. Ultimately, the executives rebelled, and Kindler was ousted by the board, leaving Pfizer in a state of upheaval and disarray as a result of ineffective leadership. This should serve as a cautionary tale to those who might choose to disregard the principles of effective leadership as outlined here.